Hey there, guys. I'm a bit scared about doing this particular video, but it's something that I want to talk about because it's something that's happening. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. But first off, I want to say thank you because I've got 1,000 subscribers. You know what that means? That means 1K giveaway, mate. You can have the opportunity of owning a t-shirt identical to this t-shirt for a start off, because I bought two from Temu, and yeah, there's another t-shirt, there's a doormat, there's a crocheted item, and there's some pin badges. So stay tuned for that a different video, but I'm so bloody grateful. You know, I've never promoted myself. I had this channel for 17 years and I've got there naturally, and I'm like stoked to fuck. So I'm happy now. I don't want thousands and millions of subscribers. I just want people that are going to listen to me, you know, because that's what this channel is about. It's about me just spitting my shit, and there's no point spitting your shit to people that don't care. So thank you for being here, and I really truly appreciate every single one of you. And that being said, it's not a nice one. Like, I'm shitting my pants in case I say anything wrong, because that's the society we live in. But let's go back to week before last, I think it was, else the week before that. And during the day, there was a copper chopper going overhead over my estate, and it was there for ages. And then on Spotted, on Facebook, somebody said that there'd been gunshots up the road, the exchange, right, on Esmonson in Leicester. And I've not heard anything about that. I've not seen anything about it in the Leicester Mercury or whatever. But yeah, apparently there are reports of gunshots. So a lot of this video is going to be rumours, because I've been asking about, I've been to the shop today, been to the co-op. So I've asked a couple of people, what's going on? Old Miss Marple over here, trying to get the thing, just so I can do a YouTube video about it. Because I'm like, guns in Leicester on my estate. Fucking good. Oh, by the way, disclaimers, these are just my thoughts and opinions, and also I swear. So yeah, so that was weird. And then today I saw in the Leicester Mercury, I've still got that page up, they're on the yeah, can you give me a date, please? March the 8th, 10 days ago, a gunman entered a chippy on Swinford Avenue, Esmonson, at around 7:30 p.m. wearing a balaclava, black gloves. Thanks, Bonnie Blow. Black gloves and a surprise, didn't try and rape anybody actually, and a tracksuit, according to the employee. Well, there's a video of it on there, so we know what he's fucking. Yeah. So this person had gone in again with a gun. Now this is not equidistant, really, to be fair. It's closer to me than it is to the exchange. The exchange was close enough. I can walk there. And obviously, I've got MS, so I can't walk very far. And I don't walk the exchange very often because it is a bit of a ball ache. But the co-op up the road, that's a 5-minute walk, can handle that, right? And it's just this side of the co-op as I'm walking up, right? And that's near. And this dude pulled a gun on this woman in a kebab shop and basically stole the till. He pointed a gun at her. She ran out in the back. He just took the till. It's a kebab shop on the Monstall. It's hardly the heist of the fucking century. And apparently, don't quote me on this one, but apparently up at the exchange, it was a chip shop. Thank you. To return that now. It was a chip shop where the guy with the gun, where shots were fired, and whatever. But this is within walking. There are guns within walking distance, right? Now, yesterday, went to go up the co-op. My mate sent me a message, picture of the co-op shut. This was at 10:30 this morning, and so yesterday morning, the 17th. And I learned today that somebody had once again tried to break in to the co-op, right? And they'd cut the metal shutter to try and get in. Now, this marks, it's got to be at least the 4th attempt to rob the co-op in the past, I want to say, year. 2 years tops, mate. We've had somebody break in and just fucking crowbar the fag counter open and nick all the fags, like bust in through the window. We've had somebody try and ram the fucking brickwork at the side to get to the safe. Thankfully, it's to my knowledge, well, the fags have been robbed, obviously, but this is something, these are repeated attempts. So we've had somebody try to rob, and like I say, I can't say about the one up by the exchange, whether that was an attempted robbery or whether it was a fight or what the fuck, but there was a gun involved, and there was a gun involved literally up the road from me, 5 minutes walk, if that. Mate, it's our local fucking shops, and our local co-op, which is part of our local shops, has literally multiple attempts to rob it. Now, I ain't gonna say, right, that this hasn't been going on forever, but there have been robberies forever, but the sheer amount, the sheer increase is fucking frightening. And where's it coming from? Now, no, this is where I'm... Be careful, carry on. Guns ain't a typically Middle England British thing. It ain't. We have Larry lads. We've always had Larry lads, and we have fucking knife crime. Round here, there's very little trouble. There's never really been much trouble until recently, and it's just gone. And I don't know why. Now, there is something, and this is where I am quite scared, but this is also happening in my local area. Again, it's on the same site as the co-op, right? They're building a mosque. Used to be a pub, the only pub we have. But fucking, people actually coming together. As far as I know, we don't have that many Muslims on the Monsole. Like, literally. They're going to be coming in from outside, right? But I was talking to somebody today, and she said that they're going to be teaching Arabic. They've said that white people are welcome to come in and whatever. Probably a bit much like, when the Freemasons said, we have opened our doors to the world. And yeah, they're going to be teaching Arabic. And I'm quite tempted to go and see just how honest they are with the whiteies are welcome bit. Now, again, no problem with Muslims. Like, literally, I am an ethnic minority in my city. So, it's just normal. But recently, it's like all sorts from everywhere. And Leicester City Centre does not feel like a comfortable place to be. I don't like going up there. Do you know what I mean? And I don't like going on a night out. Actually, the last 2 times when I've actually walked through Leicester City Centre on a night out, it's dead. And it used to be loads of like Larry kids just running around and laughing, and not running around and laughing, walking from pub to pub, and everybody's talking on the streets, and it's just been dead. Now, I don't know whether that's got anything to do with the fact that we do have scary people. Like my daughter was once attacked in Leicester City Centre. Some foreign fella just came up to her, just picked her up and ground pounded her on the concrete. And I went out with my friend years ago, and there were these two swarthy looking Middle Eastern fellas who literally just stood there and stared at us. After we'd come out of a club, we went for a kebab and whatever, and they just stood there and they stared at us and they followed us. And it was fucking petrifying because they didn't say no, they didn't smile, they just followed us. And in the end, it was quite a cool happening actually. We saw these lads walking down the street, and I'm like, Andy, like just to make out we knew these lads so that these geezers would leave us alone. And turned out the lad's name was Andy. Yeah, that was kind of cool. But yeah, we went home with them because back then I was about 30 then, and I was living in the women's refuge. Yeah, I was just having a laugh. And so like we went back to their house and just had a party at their house, this big group of lads. But even when we were getting in taxis, these two geezers were over the road from the taxi rank, just stood there staring at us. Now, you know, like, is that me being racist pointing that out? Is it me being racist? Because I have no problem with other people. Like, it's just that now we've got people in this country who are fucking scary. And like I have mentioned on a video before, you know, like I have a friend who's Pakistani who literally went for me, and I had to fight him off to get out of car. Not fight him off, I told him to fuck off. We didn't speak for the longest time. I'm still mates with him now, but I'd never let myself be in a room with him again, ever. And ultimately we argued it out, and he said, whether it was a cop out, I don't fucking know. But he said, yeah, that's part of our culture. And we have, and I've said it in many videos before, you've got people from different cultures who've grown up in different countries with different manners, different cultures, different regimes. Places where guns are the norm. Places where mistreatment of women is the norm. Now, just to go back to when I just said when I was in the women's refuge, the foreign ladies in there, the you know, like they were Indian, I think, these couple of ladies, and the tales they told of the way their fucking men treat them. Oh my god, it was horrible. Like literally, this woman, she's like fucking blokes dragging her across the floor by her hair and fucking beating her, and they're all going off and shagging other fucking women, coming home and beating them. Well, not all of them. That is racist. But you know, like in different countries, people have different morals. Now, we all have heard of Tommy Robinson, and I've not made any bones of the fact that I'm not keen on the fella. I just don't like his energy, right? But he did call out the Muslim grooming gangs, and I've seen so much footage of people being like, oh, no, that's all right, I'm Muslim, I can get away with this. Like guys who have groomed young girls being caught out in the street by paedophile hunters and whatever. And it's like, no, it's Muslim. Okay, I'll just say I'm sorry, it's okay. Because that's the way that the British justice system treats people who come into our country. It's like, oh no, it's normal in their country. So we get men who get into fights in nightclubs and it's like, fuck, let's just leave them to it, shut the door. They come in and the white guy's been fucking tortured to death, and the immigrant chap just says like, oh, that's the way that's all I know, that's how people treat each other in my country, that's how the government treat us and whatever. And we're just saying like, here you go. Now, I'm not saying every immigrant is a pedo, right? I heard yesterday, to be fair, I don't know whether it was Iraq or Iran or something, have just lowered the age that women can get married from something like 18 to 9. It's like, you know, in other countries, it is normal for older men to sleep with younger girls. That's facts, isn't it? Like, I don't live in these other countries, but from everything that I'm seeing, it's like, right, now to go back to the mosque that's being built up the road next door to the co-op, next door to it the other way. So we've got like the mosque, what used to be our pub, our hub for people to come together and just get to make mates and stuff. Now that's gone. So we that live here don't have that anymore. Now we're going to get people coming from outside of the area to a mosque that, let's face it, even though we're allowed in, sorry, no offense, but I ain't really interested in a building for religion. Not if it was a church, not if it was a spiritual center. No, I'd rather have somewhere. I'd rather have a play place for the kids, to be fair. If I was going to pick anything, like a Go Kids Go, that kind of thing. It's a beautiful pub. It is a absolutely beautiful pub. They spent a fortune doing it up, and it was a gorgeous pub. And now we don't have the local. The nearest thing we have is the community centre, which is up the Exchange. And I don't go into the community centre because it's cliquey. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel that, like going on a night out, having a beer and getting to know your mates, that's one thing. Walking into a place where everybody else knows each other, it's really cliquey. I know because I used to be a part of this thing. I used to volunteer for a Labour-run vanity project that's over the road from me. That if I didn't, don't carry on, don't. But I don't like going up there because I know that people in that place have slagged me off apart from anything else, because I don't fit in with groups, and that's why I gave up on this community orchard, which is literally over the road from me. Perfect, absolutely loved that place. But it's basically a personal allotment and a vanity project. It wasn't for the community. Fuck all about the community about that. I tried to make it about the community. I got ousted. Do you know what I mean? No. I'd go round, knock on doors and like, we've got this extra produce, do you want it? Then, no. If you didn't grow it, you don't get to eat it. And literally, except they would give some to the community centre, and then they sold it in dinners. They used it for their dinners that they sell to the old people and whatever. Anyways, it's not about that. So we've got this mosque being built up there, completely irrelevant to me, except for the fact that, I bet there'll be some lovely looking men. And do love me a Middle Eastern fella. But co-op, mosque, school, fucking school, primary school and that. We are bringing, again, not all Muslims are pedos. Some of them are. Not all fucking MPs are pedos. A larger proportion than the Muslims are. And I think, like if we get the pedos out of Parliament, maybe we'll have people who will stand up for the fucking kids. Unfortunately, in my personal opinion, only, I speak on behalf of nobody else, but if you go through Labour MPs and Tory MPs and see which ones are on the fucking sex register, it is a thing. They give knighthoods to their brethren, mate. It's all nudge, wink, hush, hush. And literally, they're gonna say, it's like, mate, I'll let you get away with it if you let me get away with it. So they have a huge Muslim following. If you see anything about fucking Keir Starmer, and like the whiteys, like us lot, are just going like, you're a fucking disgrace, mate. You're an absolute fucking disgrace. And then you've got like all of these foreign names going, you are my prime minister. And it's like, yeah, literally, they call him two-tier Keir for a reason. You are more likely to be arrested if you're white. And actually, I saw a video on this yesterday. Who was it by? Just watched this bit of this video this chap yesterday that said in coming on the 1st of April, there's something coming in where you're like 100 times more likely to be arrested for something if you're white. And I can't believe that I'm scared to fucking do this video. I can't believe that I'm having to point out that this isn't racism. This is child protection. This is public safety. Now, we're spending millions a day on housing full-grown, war-aged men in fucking hotels when young kids can't get on the property ladder. Like, what, on the property ladder? Nobody can get a fucking council house. And I've said before, I think there's something like 16,000 people on the waiting list in Leicester to be housed. How are you going to solve that? By fucking letting everybody in. How are you going to... So basically, I'm just leaving this to the Indians, because Leicester is predominantly Indian. So guys, it looks less racist if you say it. Me, with my pasty white face, I just look racist for pointing this shit out. It's down to you guys. You have to defend us, because you run Leicester now. So literally stand up, because it's your kids too. It's your safety too. You could walk into a fucking chip shop when somebody pulls out a gun too. And there are more of you, and you hold more power. So for the love of fuck, please stand up for us. Because Peter Soulsby, our fucking self-elected mayor, who nobody can get fucking rid of, nobody can get rid of him. And you know, he's a sir, mate. And that is a club that I don't want to be in. And that scares me more than any Muslim grooming gangs, the Sir Club. Well, no, actually, because they're not after me. Well, the Muslim grooming gangs ain't after me. But, and it's not just grooming gangs, it's anybody who's come into this country who thinks that children can be had sex with, who find young girls attractive, whether you're white or any other colour. These people need keeping away from kids. And when you've got a whole unaddressed Muslim grooming gang scandal rocking the country, and has been for ages, what is the fucking logic of having it where they're coming in because there ain't enough Muslims on the Mosul to fill a fucking mosque? So it's going to be like, hey up, go over there. I'm so sorry, I nearly said something racist. Like, well, it wasn't racist. Like, what fucking... I'm so sorry. Please be aware that I do look at things through fucking humorous glasses at times. And Ramalama Ding Dong is fucking right. But like, you know, like, I'm just gonna go along and I'm gonna like do me business, you know, bring me prayer mat, do me business, whatever. Coming out, you know, like, because we don't know, they're not all gonna be safe people. And if they've been told, we're in the dark, if they've been told that, like, literally in their country, girls are fair game, what's the fucking logic of sticking it next to a primary school? Do you know what I mean? Like, I have a friend who lives in St. Helens, I think, and she has, as most people do, as everywhere does, have an immigrant housing hotel. Like, that literally costs us millions. But it's the, don't forget, it's the disabled people. We need to put the disabled people to work. Now, you tell me how we're going to get all the disabled people to work when there's so many thousand a fucking week coming in, able-bodied fucking men who can do the job cheaper. Where are we all meant to get these jobs? Most places shut down in 2020. Oh, by the way, don't forget, tomorrow, the 19th of March, is a 5-year anniversary, of the day when the, I don't know whether it was the World Health Organization, downgraded COVID-19 to and from took away its status as a high consequence infectious disease. And then 4 days later, we went into lockdown. Literally, it all boils down to them bastards and how they are running this country. And they are doing it literally for this. And to please their bosses. Like our local government, their orders come up from them bastards up there. The unseen ones. You know, and they're not just doing it to England. They're doing it to every fucking country. Like, I saw this video the other week of this dude who'd been caught with this, raping this 15-year-old girl. And he'd just he'd spent a stint in Germany or Italy or something. But they travel from France to Germany and they'll stay until they can get no more. And then they'll go to another one. And this is okay. And we're meant to function whilst paying out those millions of pounds and being told we're racist if we don't agree with it, which comes from up there, not in here. Wanting to feel safe where you live is not racism. I have people of all colours on my street. Do not have a fucking word to say against anyone. To be fair, I don't really know anybody. Got an Indian family moved in on the street. Thought that was fucking lovely. Like last summer, they got their music on, and it were lovely. Like, so happy I'm there. Like, fucking brilliant stuff. Do not have a go, but it's not cultural enrichment to have guys with guns and military fucking backgrounds roaming the streets. I'm sorry. So, yeah, call me racist if you will, but I'm not, because I don't feel any hatred towards anybody. I feel fear. In fact, that's where a lot of racism comes from, is you just don't know and whatever. But I walk past anybody in the street. I don't fear anybody individually. But if there's a group of them, of Middle Eastern men, and they're all stood there and they're fucking whispering and looking over and nobody's cracking a fucking smile and nobody says hello, I'm sorry, but I'm going to feel intimidated by that. I mean, I can handle me fucking own. Do you know what I mean? I like to say, he says she with fucking MS. You know what I mean? And I don't go out, so I don't encounter any of this nastiness. But when I was a lass, I used to go out uptown and I used to fucking enjoy myself. And I think it's fucking shitty that my kids can't do that. You know, my son, like, he works uptown in a shop. And he's like, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe getting off the bus, going to work, coming back. Like, there aren't friendly faces. People don't smile at each other anymore, and that isn't got to do with any race. This is everybody. And this boils down to the fact that we're run by them bastards. Unseen people, the trouser leg lifters, the wink wink, nudge nudge, fucking special handshake, knobby jobs, who stole the secrets of humanity right at the get-go, cloaked them in symbols and allegory, and kept them for themselves to enslave the whole of humanity, which they have been doing. And now we're starting to wake up spiritually, so the boot has to come further on the neck. Now, I did do a video on the immigrant crisis before, and I'll just reiterate the point of that quickly here. What if we've had this fucking influx, thousands and thousands, unchecked immigration, just shit tons of war age men? Obviously, there's the thing that we could be civil war, racking up to civil war, which I think they want, to be fair. But also, is it to replace the numbers of those that have fallen in the past 5 years? Well, 4 years, really, since something happened. And we have lost a lot of people. But the population stays the same. Even though we've got hundreds of thousands of immigrants coming in, the population hasn't gone up by that much. So have they literally brought them in to offset the loss of the lives of people who actually lived it. Anyways, I don't really want to post this one. I'm not happy with myself, but it's something like that I am genuinely scared of. Like, please, if you want to educate me, please don't be rude about it, though. Yeah, it's like I'm not coming from a place of hate here. So if you want to educate me of where I'm going wrong, kindly do it. Kindly, yeah, because I'm happy to learn. I want to learn. What I don't want is to be fearful of going to the fucking chip shop. Yeah, here we are. Anyways, if you stayed with me to the end, oh, you a bevy. Hang fire. I'm going to leave it for a day or two, I think, before I do the 1K giveaway, because this might lose me shit tons of subscribers, this video. But my opinion and my worries, my concerns for my children and my grandchildren, because this world that we have now is nothing like the one I grew up in. Nothing fucking like it, mate. If you can't see, especially Xers, boomers, even millennials must be able to see a difference by now, mate, because it's going downhill so fucking rapidly. But it's like the world, the country is changing, and it's not for the better. It's not cultural enrichment, flooding, making the streets of your hometown look like you've got all they need is fucking uniforms. Groups of men. Groups of, to be fair, they're quite cute, but do you know what I mean? Guns. Guns on the console. Jesus. Help us. Anyways, thank you for being here. Please come back and never forget that I love you all. Even I love them too. I do. I'm scared. Sorry. Boy.